A DHS spokesperson wanted to arrest members of Congress for doing their job? That's not just disturbing, that's dangerous. What is this administration hiding, and how deep does the corruption go? Stay tuned. This is America Disclosed. Make sure to subscribe now, because what you're about to hear, they don't want you to know.
The fact that your spokesperson suggested arresting members of Congress who were given a tour of the facility is disturbing and certainly dangerous. We will not accept threats or intimidation by anyone at your department or across the administration for exercising our constitutional oversight authority. Now, let me just refer now to my questions. The Trump administration's funding freeze has created chaos and unpredictability for state and local governments to respond to threats. Reportedly, $100 billion has been canceled or is being unlawfully withheld. You stated today that we are a nation of laws, yet you are actually violating the law. In our recent markup, I offered an amendment to prohibit DHS from delaying or withholding FEMA grant funding. Unfortunately, it was rejected by my GOP colleagues. As my district ramps up for the World Cup, our first responders and municipalities require resources today. By delaying and withholding grants like the Homeland Security Grant Program, you do not just create uncertainty, you undermine the ability of state and local governments to begin security planning for one of the world's largest sporting events. Right now, you are a month behind issuing guidance on this critical funding. Similarly, guidance has not been issued for the nonprofit Grant Security Program, which protects synagogues, churches, and mosques from threats. These delays harm our national security. Madam Secretary, when does your department plan for the Homeland Security Grant Program and the nonprofit Security Grant Program funding to be made available?
Congresswoman, every grant under the Department of Homeland Security is being evaluated to make sure that it's following statute as required by Congress as to how it should be allocated and obligated to local states and communities. So as many of those grants were paused and evaluated, you've seen that they've been continued and put out, but if they were misappropriated into things that were off of the guidance of how the grant should be utilized, then it was changed. But these grants that have been obligated and should go forward have been continued.
Thank you. Thank you. Let me just real quickly, because I know our time is it's nearing to a close. As you know, New Jersey is one of 11 American citizens that will, cities, that will host the FIFA World Cup matches next year. The final match will be held in my district in New Jersey. There will be tens of thousands of spectators at the final match and hundreds of thousands more attending Fan Fest throughout the northern New Jersey area. The World Cup is a time of international competition and celebration, but I worry about the chilling effect of the Trump administration's anti-immigrant rhetoric and America's ability to serve as a welcoming host. To add, the Trump administration is looking to reinstate and expand a travel ban targeting 43 countries for restrictions on entering the United States. Can you please tell us how you will ensure that fans traveling legally to the United States are not targeted for immigration raids?
We are already working as an administration with the teams from all the countries that will come and be competing and their fans as well to process their paperwork and to help facilitate their travel to the United States. And as you've seen, the president has formulated a task force that will focus on holding this unprecedented event and doing it in the safest manner possible while adding hospitality to it and having people enjoy the matches and enjoy interacting with each other. And as you know, over 10 million people will attend the matches over that month-long period of time. Over 22 million people will interact through activities. You'd mentioned FanFest, and that is something that the Department of Homeland Security is tasked with. It's our responsibility to partner with local communities and cities that are the hosts, and we'll be working with your city as well to ensure that we're prepared for it, that we have the needs met, and that we are doing all that we can to secure each location.
Wow, that was intense. What we just watched wasn't just a normal congressional hearing. It was a showdown about law, safety, and trust in government. Rep. Nellie Pou didn't hold back. She directly accused the Trump administration's Department of Homeland Security of breaking the law, threatening Congress, and putting Americans at risk. And honestly, the part that shook me the most was when she said DHS spokespersons were talking about arresting members of Congress just for trying to do their job. That's not politics, that's intimidation. Then there's the money issue. Over $100 billion in emergency and security funding either delayed, frozen, or withheld. Think about that. Cities are trying to prepare for the World Cup, protect churches, synagogues, and mosques, and plan for public safety, and the government is basically saying, wait, we'll think about it. Every single delay doesn't just hurt planning, it makes the country less safe. The emotional part for me was hearing about the World Cup in New Jersey. That's supposed to be a moment of international celebration, millions of people coming together, and yet the Congresswoman is worried about the chilling effect of anti-immigrant policies. And she's not wrong. If the government is openly hostile, it doesn't just look bad internationally, it hurts the soul of the country. Now, DHS tried to calm things down by saying they're working on it, that all the grants will be reviewed and continued, and that fans will be welcomed safely. But if you listened closely, it sounded more like damage control than confidence. The secretary never really admitted wrongdoing. She just promised that things are being evaluated. And that's the part that makes me want to hear from you. Do you think DHS is doing enough to keep America safe, or is this proof of chaos and mismanagement? Should Congress trust these promises, or are hearings like this the only way to keep the administration in check? And here's the big one. If America can't get its act together before the World Cup, what message does that send to the world? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because this isn't just about politics. It's about whether our government can protect and serve without turning against its own people. If you felt that tension the same way I did, make sure to like this video, share it, and if you're new here, hit that subscribe button, because we're gonna keep breaking down the moments that actually matter, the ones they don't always show you on the news. Stay safe, stay aware, and I'll see you in the next one.